All right, so this is the new DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It has a 2-inch display and a 1-inch sensor, and Sam is already impressed.
What, dude? I thought it was already cool. I was like, whoa, it's so much surface area. And then you went like that. And then that turns it on.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? And it also has a receiver for this wireless microphone right here. So far, we've been listening to this Rode wireless mic, but we're gonna go ahead and switch over to this DJI mic right now. And how does it sound?
Oh, it's following you. Whoa, I'm not moving it at all.
Subject tracking must be on. Also, a huge thank you to our sponsor, Licht. Because of them, we get to use music like this in today's video. Can this just become our new vlog setup? I mean, I love the image we get out of the A7 IV, but it doesn't really fit in the pocket, you know?
It's more important to see how it works when we're traveling. So let's go somewhere. Let's go do something. Where should we go?
San Diego.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, they just had a proposal. That was exciting. That was a good moment for them. We literally just witnessed an engagement. Oh my God, they just had a proposal. And we have made it to San Diego. And check out the low light of this camera. So usually there's a few ingredients for good low light footage. So one, a fast lens. So this is an f2.0 lens on here, which is pretty fast. It's like a prime lens speed, so that's great. A bigger sensor never hurts. So of course the 1-inch sensor. And then also there's shutter speed. So the slower the shutter speed, the more light can come in and hit the sensor. And typically with smaller cameras like an action camera, you want the shutter speed to not be too slow, or else you get that motion blur. And then once you digitally stabilize motion blurred footage, then it just looks kind of weird and blurry and blah, right? But this is gimbal stabilized, so we don't need that digital image stabilization. All right, so this is ISO 3200 in DLOG-M, and we're gonna go ahead and hop into normal mode now. So we don't have log, but we get to go a little bit higher on our sensitivity, 6400. But this does also have a night mode, which will let us go even further. And we are now in night mode, which actually goes up to 16,000 ISO, but we are currently at 12,800. Like this random parking lot that we are standing in, you wouldn't actually expect to be able to film here because it's pretty dark. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is totally usable as like a nightlife camera.
I feel like you're really falling in love with this camera, dude.
Like honestly, if I can carry around my A7 less and just carry this thing around, especially for just like vloggy stuff.
The thing that appeals to me is that it's so tiny that nobody really cares where we're at with it. Like we're not getting kicked out because we had the Sony and it's, excuse me, sir, you can't film here.
We can vlog in even this super dark, low lit bar. Realistically, if we had the A7 right now, I would not be down to set it up on the tripod and be like, hey, we're in stealth mode.
A thunderstorm that's happening inside of the bar. Tune in for more.
All right, so how long does this thing take to turn on, unfold, and start recording? I think DJI did a great job here, so check it out. I'm going to unfold the screen, and it just turns on, starts recording just like that. And also it just picked up the wireless transmitter mic. I did already have this on, so it just kind of picked it up. The reason why it's so fast is because I have this feature on, screen rotate and capture. So basically as soon as it turns on, it starts recording. I also like that you could tell it which direction to look as soon as it boots up. So now I have it facing forward, or if you plan on vlogging, then you could just have it face back towards you, or you could just have it in the last settings. So whatever you left it at, it will automatically go back to that. And you could always triple tap there to have it turn around. Hello. Also notice there's rotate screen to power off. By default, it's in 2 seconds, but you could have that be instant or never. But check this out. Basically, I can rotate it and it could turn off, but I could also just hit continue. And now we're recording vertically, and notice that the camera doesn't actually turn to its side. So we are working with slightly less resolution here. So this is what the Pocket 3 looks like in its case. And if we compare to the previous version, the Pocket 2, a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, comes out like that. And then you flip that open, which turns on and activates the camera. It just stashes away in here, and it protects the display as well as the lens and the gimbal. At the top of the case, there's a little slot up there where I can hold this microphone, just like how we were able to do that in the previous version. And then if we look inside, there is a wide angle adapter that's in here. So this is magnetic. So let's go ahead and turn this back on, and this just attaches just like that. And now we have a wider field of view. There's also going to be some magnetic ND filters coming out for this. We don't have them yet, so we're not going to be able to use them in this video, but it is something that has come in so you can control that shutter speed. The bottom of this is kind of flat, so you can put it down and it will stand on its own, but it's not going to be that hard to knock it over. So there is this attachment which locks onto the bottom and gives you a 1/4 to attach a tripod. There is also a bigger version which does give you an extended battery as well. So when I plug it in, it it will show you is battery life for the camera, as well as the extended battery right here, and has this quarter 20 on the bottom. I do wish that there was like an easier solution to set this down somewhere secure. Another way I've been using this case is actually taking it and mounting it back in upside down. It's not really an official way to do it or anything, but I like that I can utilize this microphone still. Then I can go ahead and take it out and hand it to whoever I'm trying to film or whatever. And otherwise it just lives right there and I can just vlog with it. You do also get 10-bit DLOG-M on here, so it's a flat image and I get to color grade it, so that is a little bit more pro, and also even 4K up to 120 frames per second in the super slow-mo mode. Are you tired of striking out? Well, good thing is with Lick, you can use some of your favorite music and not worry about copyright strikes.
You know who my favorite artist is? Kendrick Lamar, because he has the hits. And thanks to Lick, I could use them to do this epic montage of me hitting the crap out of these balls.
Smoking, eye pouring up, keep that lean up in my core.
So sign up for Lick, then your next video will be a home run. Oh, I got too close to hit my arm. And that was a good line delivery too.
With over 1 million tracks to choose from, they have a lot of things that are new and popular these days, but also some of the stuff that brings me back to high school. Now, popular music in your videos usually means copyright claims and demonetization, but when licensing through Lick, you get to keep your hard-earned ad revenue.
Score big with Lick's curated playlists. They have a lot of them to help you pin down exactly what song you need.
Now, for those times you're not looking for the biggest hits, they have over 100,000 stock music options to choose from, which makes great options for background music. That link below gives you 50% off your first mainstream track and 14 days of free stock music. Thanks again to Lick for sponsoring today's episode. We're doing our little morning run right now. This is day 4 of running and exercising in the morning before we really get our day started. Bringing this camera along is only really possible because of how small it is. You know, if it doesn't fit in the pocket, I'm realistically not gonna bring it out on a jog.
Unlike a GoPro or an action camera, I like that this already comes with a handle so it's easy to hold. You don't have to do this thing.
Now, I'm loving the large 1-inch sensor and a nice fast f2.0 lens, but that does mean that our autofocus needs to be pretty spot on because it is going to be a somewhat shallow depth of field. But this Pocket 3 actually gives us phase detect autofocus. Not face detect autofocus where it tracks our face. It does have that too, but phase detect autofocus, which is that technology in the sensor. But it does seem like the autofocus has been pretty spot on so far.
Hi, hello.
Oh!
Came a little bit too fast on me.
On me right now, and I think I could tap on Sam's face. And is it focused on Sam now? So far I've been carrying around this wireless microphone with me just to get some extra clear audio, but actually I do want to just see how it sounds if we're not using this microphone. So this is the built-in microphone here on a pretty windy day. Go ahead and digital zoom into that. I'm not a fan of digital zooming. I would always prefer to optically zoom.
Bro, there's a caricature artist over there. I always wanted to do a caricature art. Do you want to be in it with me? Oh man.
I want to try vlogging more on this and literally see this camera in a ton of different lighting situations and really just see, does the footage hold up in all these different situations. So I'm going to try vlogging with it for a little bit. We're off on our way to fly some FPV drones with our friends at Newbie Drone. They've got some drones that they're testing out right now, and those are my favorite words. All right, so since this is gimbal stabilized, I mean, I should be able to put this on an FPV drone and get Mavic-like footage, maybe? Mount up front right here, so I'm going to basically put this camera on here. Now, this is like a 20 mil equivalent, so I'm gonna put this wide angle adapter and it should widen out a little bit. Now, being mounted to the drone seems to be one of the things that the Pocket 3 is not particularly good at. I think it's because of the vibrations coming out of the drone or anything with shock. Now, we did try again, but this time without the wide angle lens to see if that was causing the problem, but the vibrations from the drone just seems to come through and give us that jello effect and mess with the autofocus. Now, there were times where the drone settled down a little bit and the footage looked nice and smooth, but generally this is something that's probably better left for the action cameras. The action cameras don't have moving parts, so you don't have to worry about the vibrations affecting the gimbal. And actually earlier when we took this on the roller coaster, it did freak out the camera a little bit. And I think this camera can actually handle most roller coasters, but this one in particular, it was so shaky, I thought I was gonna black out. Oh, that actually hurt. We thought we were just gonna be like, oh, we'll get some fun footage with this Pocket 3, but I know, I feel like I have a concussion now. Like,
I was like seeing double vision. I was just like, whoa.
oh my God, yeah. Even the camera. I think I shook the gimbal so much and it was like gimbal protection error or something like that. Like even the pocket was just like, hell no.
I thought that it was a very innocent looking ride, and then we got in there and it's like, what is this?
Oh, did you just build this softbox out yourself?
Yeah, we built it.
Just with some spare cardboard? You said you've had a pocket.
I have both.
Oh, you have both the pockets.
I give the first generation to my sister, and I keep the second
Why'd you get the pockets?
because it's small.
You like it that it's gimbal
And-
stabilized?
Yes, but the only things I don't like is the picture quality.
Check it out.
Mhm.
This is the new Pocket 3. A little bit heavier, a little bit bigger. Take this screen and you flick it out onto the side.
This way.
Yeah. Ooh. And that turns it on. A much better image quality because of that bigger sensor.
Yeah.
Face detect autofocus, so much snappier autofocus. So face auto tracking, so you could just be in
Ooh.
here and then do your
That's
demos like
nice.
this.
One question: does
Yeah.
it comes with optical zoom?
No optical zoom.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do digital.
Digital zoom. I think the trade-off is if you put an actual optical zoom in there, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna have a lens as fast,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be heavier.
When I'm traveling, I really want to bring my camera, but it's too heavy. If this camera is good, then I will definitely get one.
And of course, it wirelessly connects to the app, which is handy, but let's see what this thing is capable of. So, of course, we have gimbal control, and there is a limit to the end of the gimbal. This is ActiveTrack 6.0, so I can just highlight myself, it looks like, and it will follow me. And while it's tracking me, I do still have the ability to frame. So right now I'm centered, but I can go ahead and push me over to the corner here, and it will hold that composition. How hard is it to lose? And I'm gonna put some stuff in front of my face so it tries to confuse you. Is it still tracking me? I don't know. I go behind this bag and then come out again this way. Oh, okay, I lost you. Let's see if it tracks Chicky. Oh yeah, it is, look. Check this out. Let's see, if she goes behind, it might lose her.
Oh, it picked you up.
So, you know, of course, it's got its limitations, but even this little joystick was useful in the batting cage where I wanted to put this camera in the danger zone and just kind of hide in the corner. Now, it is worth noting that for the super slow-mo 4K 120, you do not get to use DLOG-M there. It's a whole different setting that you kind of have to switch into after 60 frames per second. And in 4K 120, the image definitely is not as sharp, but still, it's fun to have. I love having 4K 120 and full HD, even if it looks less good. Also, when it comes to the wireless mics, notice that it's connected to this one right here, but it does look like there's another slot here. So if I had two of these, I should be able to pair both of them to here. But if you look closely, you can see that it's transparent, and I can actually pull off this wind cover right here. There's this little plastic stubby that goes into the 3.5mm mic jack and covers like all this mic right here. It just plugs in like that. Should sound a little bit better for the wind. But tomorrow we're taking off for Mexico for a few days. Carrie's very excited about it, right? And she's also doesn't want me to be filming the whole time. I can't help myself. I have to film something. That's what I do, right? But check this out. Little minimalist bag right here, and I'm trying to fit everything I need there. And look how much space this takes up. That's it. And then extended battery plus little tripod feet on this side. So that literally gives me the entire compartment for some LiPo batteries, FPV drone, goggles and control, an entire like mini FPV drone setup in here.
This might be the first time that I'm bringing more gear than you.
Oh yeah, Carrie's bringing her metal detector. So out of this one little bag I'm wearing, I have everything I need to fly this drone right here and vlog with a gimbal stabilized camera. Isn't that crazy? My next request for DJI, I love the O3 Air unit that I'm flying with right now. It's very clear, but the low light on it kind of sucks. Can you give us a low light camera for FPV, please? That would be incredible. Oh, I crashed. It's somewhere in here. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can use this ActiveTrack to incriminate myself by hopping a fence into private property. Okay. All right, so we've made it to Mexico and also got some pricing information. So I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen right here. A little over 500 bucks for the camera by itself, or closer to 700 if you're gonna get all the bells and whistles and extra battery and all that. Definitely more than the Pocket 2, but I mean, this camera is just so much more capable that, I mean, honestly, if you compare it to anything else that's also around 500 bucks, it's pretty great. Now, I'll be honest, I'm actually really excited about this camera, and this video is not sponsored by DJI, by the way. Like, I have to legally disclose any sponsors within the first 30 seconds or a minute of the video due to FTC regulations. But a few days ago was exactly 7 years since I uploaded my first video on YouTube. Like, I feel like those older people, they're like, where does the time go? No, seriously, like, where did it go? 7 years? This is the first time where I really looked at a camera that can fit in your pocket and thought, like, this could be my new A camera. It's definitely not the same quality that you get out of full frame mirrorless camera. I would say the quality is in between a phone and mirrorless. And honestly, for a lot of situations, I would prefer the convenience. Oh, I do want to check the limits of this gimbal real quick. So basically, if I go straight and then I start panning to the left, that's my limit right there. So about 45 degrees to the left. And I can go to the right and I can just keep on going back towards selfie mode. And in selfie mode, if I go to the right about 45 degrees, that's my gimbal limit. So basically, if you're looking at the gimbal like this, there's kind of a blind spot on the left quarter, and it is called a pocket, so it should fit in your pocket. It looks almost like there's a banana in there. Larger side of things that I would want to carry around in my pocket, but it definitely does fit in there. And especially with this extended handle and whatnot, it does become two things. One of the things I would love to see is an aftermarket case for this, where I can take 2 of these microphones and mount it on here. And also, I would love it if this thing could turn into like a little tripod, because there's a lot of times where I don't really feel like I want to carry all this around. I just want to carry it around in this little package. And you know, if there's just a clever way to mount it on here and have this kind of turn into a little tripod on its own or something, I mean, someone can figure it out, I think. I also love that we can wirelessly set up our shot from back there. I mean, it's kind of like the Ronin 4D's wireless control, you know, but just like a tiny version of it. We were using the app during bowling, and that was cool. You just plant the camera somewhere and then go and frame up your shot. But anyways, let's see what you guys are saying down there in the comments from the last video, where we used a microscopic lens to inspect stuff. Came across some nice friends that was kind of crazy, huh?
We had a lot of fun making it.
Carrie's basically a germaphobe now after that video.
Yes.
Leave it to Potato Jet to get so curious he finds himself intersecting with cell biology. Such a good video. But thank you. Yeah, I thought it was a good video. It's kind of a flop for the channel, to be honest, but I enjoyed making it. I like how Carrie has become more comfortable participating in the videos. Also, she's actually reminds me of Carrie from Mythbusters. Oh, I have said that too before, actually. And I actually had a crush on Carrie from Mythbusters too, and now I got Carrie here.
Now you get to marry a real Carrie.
Yeah. Austin says, don't eat lunch while watching a Potato Jet video. Yeah, okay, so if you are gonna go back and watch that video, which you should, you can click it right here somewhere on the screen. It's a good video, but don't do it while you're eating lunch.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Everything just looks so gross in the microscope world. But anyways, that's it. Bye. Thanks for watching. Toodaloot. Toodaloot. What the f